there, travelers. Mag and I here on day 37 of our trip across the United States. I'm very excited right now because we finally found something that's not a farmland. It's amazing. We're right here in Celina on the shores of Grand Lake St. Mary, and after rows and rows of cornfields and soybeans and who knows what other crops, I'm just glad to see a water feature. So today, Aichan and I have about 250 miles to cover. Yesterday we zigged along the coast of Lake Erie. Today we're going to zag back along inland. I'm expecting farmlands all day long, but I'm hoping to be surprised by some good sights along the way. So fingers crossed that we're going to get to see more of Ohio than just the growth. Come on, let's go do this thing. It's always best to start the day with a walk, whenever possible. Aichan is usually most energetic in the morning, which means that's the time to get out on the trails. So that's exactly what we did when we made our way over to Greenville Falls State Scenic River area. After a careful count of the steps leading down, Aichan decided that she was willing to do it, since it was less than 1,000. As she descends the stairs, she can see the Greenville Natural Arch just across the river, a natural bridge formed by the erosion of rock over time. But since that's hidden behind all the greenery, it was the waterfall that really caught both of our attention. Clearly we weren't the only ones, as there was already a fisherman right in the middle of the falls when we arrived. So we're all familiar with the guardrail hide. Not there though. Where else could it be? What's that you say? The lamp skirt? Where? Where's the lamp skirt? Oh, behind me? Let's go check it out. Oh, bugger that. On a more serious note though, when you're covering ground doing counties and DeLorme pages, it's nice to have finds like this. Sometimes you just appreciate the lamppost cache so you can say, been through the county, time to move on. Does the Buckeye State have you in a moosey mood? Then come on, swing by the Mickey Mart and pick up some delicious moosey juice. After Aichan and I enjoyed some moosey juice for lunch, we dropped by the Lockington Locks. These locks were a part of the Miami-Erie Canal system, which opened for navigation in 1845. These locks connected Cincinnati and the Ohio River to Toledo and Lake Erie. These locks helped canal boats rise a total of 67 feet over their course. Unfortunately, they ran their course once the railroad came to town. In total, there are 5 locks on this site, with the first having been restored back in 2014. We got the opportunity to see each of these locks in pursuit of a nearby letterbox. It's closer than you think, Aichan. Can you see it? After we finished up at the locks, we made our way over to Wapakoneta, the birthplace of Neil Armstrong. We took a quick tour around the universe at the Armstrong Air and Space Museum. They have a lot of good displays on the exterior even before you go inside the museum, which was the extent of our tour because we wanted to make our way over to Mocopulence. Let me tell you, this is a really unique place. You can see it on Google Maps with a map dot for the Temple of Tolerance. But really, this is a residential backyard right in the middle of a residential community. Everywhere within the grounds of Mocopulence was dreamed up and conceived by Jim Bowser, the homeowner. And every single item that you see on display has a history behind it. From stone steps to old historic structures in town that were deconstructed over time, to license plates dating back over 80 years ago. The longer you spend walking around the gardens, the more you see. I had set aside a couple hours in the schedule knowing that I would need the time to find all the clues around the grounds here. Unfortunately, I still didn't have enough time to find them all. So to date, this is the only DNF that I have featured on these videos. but it's a DNF that I'm proud to hold because this place really is amazing. It brings together people from within the community, travelers from around the world, and the gardens were constantly filled with visitors around every corner. It just goes to show how much a difference one man really can make in the lives of others. Speaking of which, I was very fortunate after having toured the grounds to finally get a chance to meet the man himself. And he was every bit as interesting as his yard would lead you to believe he is. I'm here at the Mocopulence cache with Jim Bowser, the owner of the home and this wonderful backyard that we've been touring today. He's got to go, he doesn't have long to stay, but I did want to get a chance to introduce him to everybody. Jim?
This is a vision. I always tell people it's a state of mind, not a place. You can take all the photos you want, but you'll have to come here because photos do not capture the essence of the place. I invite you all.
And you should definitely take him up on his offer. This place is amazing. Just as expected, we passed through quite a few farmlands today. Unlike yesterday, though, we were fortunate enough to pass through many small towns along the way, too. And each of these small towns had their own flavor that they wanted to put on display for the public, or share their own little piece of historical goodness. And most of these towns also had some kind of veterans memorial or other displays along the way as well. You could really feel the patriotic spirit with all the flags flapping along in the breeze. Or even better was when they rolled out the welcome wagon and faced it down Main Street. And a common theme we've been seeing all along the way are hometown heroes, tributes to local veterans. Well, travelers, that puts another day on the road in the rearview mirror. As I thought, today we did see plenty of farmlands, but we also saw lots of good geocaches along the way. We also went through many small towns that had great veterans memorial and a lot of military spirit. Even though it ended up being a DNF, my favorite part of the day, hands down, was the Mocopulence cache. It was a really cool thing to be able to walk through that backyard and spend a couple hours looking at all the details. In the morning, we're going to get ourselves staged in Akron. It's where we're going to spend up until the afternoon. From there, we'll get on the road and cover our miles, and we're going to end the day in North Canton. So we already know tomorrow's going to be a great day. We sure hope we can share it with you. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you out on the trails.